Alright, this is the latest Talos video. I am at the 4th level of the tower, and this video begins with a little bit of the Tetris puzzling. I just wanted to show this briefly. This was the first Tetris puzzle that really gave me a lot of trouble, at least in the main game. I've had some trouble getting into doing the Tetris puzzles that are in that like messenger section. Those have been hard too, but most of the floors that require Tetris puzzles have been easy up until this one, 4th floor. This one took quite a few tries. Generally, I don't like these puzzles. I find them to be annoying. And if this one was hard, and if subsequent ones are so hard, I don't mind looking them up. I don't mind spoiling these puzzles. I will die before I spoil a regular Talos puzzle, but I don't mind spoiling these ones. I don't think they count. Alright, so let me just say a little bit about what this puzzle, why I'm making this video. This is the 4th floor of the tower, and it's the puzzle that's inside the 4th floor. And it involves using the recording device to create like the shadow version of yourself, and it involves using the platform. So it's one of these ones where the shadow holds the platform, you stand on top of the platform, and that gives you height to achieve something. And there have been several puzzles like this already. In fact, almost all of the ones that involve the platform also involve the recording, because without creating a shadow friend to hold the platform, there's really no use for it. So it's almost like you can almost see the platform as being an extension of the recording device. But by this point, we've done quite a few puzzles using both, but I thought that the one here was just exceptionally good, and I think part of what made it so good was just my own experience with it. My experience with these puzzles now is that you almost want to get... The ideal level of satisfaction is to get stuck a little bit, but then eventually get unstuck. Get stuck, but then figure out the solution. And I've had a lot of puzzles where I've kind of just blown through them. Like even red level ones, I just start doing what comes to my mind, boom, 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 and I just solve them. And I just don't get stuck. And then a lot of other ones I do get stuck. But the things that's really interesting about the ones where I do get stuck is that when I eventually figure it out, it's something that I probably could have thought of. It just didn't occur to me. It just didn't sort of like pop into my brain, There was a possibility of just an action that I could take. Wasn't really hidden. Could have been obvious. Here's me solving the Tetris. It wasn't really hidden. It could have been obvious, but I just didn't think of it. And that's kind of a funny thing, because you can't make yourself think of something. These puzzles can be looked at sometimes from like a logical point of view, and sometimes I do try to employ logic in the solutions, like ruling out possibilities or saying you can't possibly do things. But a lot of times you just have to wait for your brain to just get it. Like, yeah, you can, why don't you try that? So here's an example. I very quickly realized the basic idea, right? Which was become the shadow guy. Well, okay, so step 1, set the block here underneath the keys. The goal of this room is to grab those keys. So become the shadow guy, pick up the plate, go over and stand. Whenever I did this, I used to stand for 20 or 30 seconds, long enough to make sure that my real self would have no trouble getting up onto the plate. But stand here, give my guy time to climb up there and jump onto the platform. And then run over and jump up onto that box. And I'll be standing on top of that platform, so I'll be pretty tall, but will I be tall enough to grab those keys? And I already was I wanted to try this because I thought this was probably the solution, but I was immediately a little nervous that it wasn't going to work because we had more or less done this exact same thing on earlier puzzles. So for this to be kind of one of these special here, so here we go, jumping up. For this to be one of these sort of special, tower puzzles, for the solution to just be something that we had already done, seemed like probably that wasn't going to work. But I wanted to at least try it first just to rule it out. So, guy's going to run over now, hop up. I try to jump for it, but I'm just not tall enough. And so for the next 10 or 20 minutes, I spent just running all over this room, trying to think of every possible thing that I could be missing. Like, is there a place that I can jump? Is there a different place that I can get up to? I realize that this tall ladder in the room, I think, is a bit of a red herring. It makes you think that maybe there's something up there. Ultimately, there was nothing up there. I mean, the box begins up there, but there's no reason for the box to be up there. There's no reason for that. I was thinking, like, could this possibly be some kind of crazy, like, parkour level where I need to do some kind of crazy jump? I need to jump around the wall, or I need to get up somewhere and, can I actually jump down onto the keys from somewhere? And I'm thinking, like, I'm imagining all these things that I know this game just doesn't have or that we've never done before, but I'm thinking of them because I don't know what else it could possibly be. And then I'm thinking, do I not fully understand this duplication technology? Can I actually make, like, a third copy of myself and really stack up tall and high? I mean, I've never done that before, but maybe, I'm thinking, could it possibly be something like that? And then, right around here, something just clicks. And I just realize, what it probably was. So, I go over, put the box down, same as before. I realize that yellow square there must exactly be telling me, put the box here. Turn on the Shadow Man. Pick up the platform, go stand. Going through the same motions as before. Run over, and then here's the part that I needed to do. I just needed to jump up. And by the guy on the bottom jumping up, if the guy on the top jumps at the peak of the bottom guy's jump, then that'll give that extra couple of feet to make it work. And to me, this puzzle was just the perfect example to me of, like, getting stuck, your mind thinking all these crazy things, and then finally discovering the answer, which was not crazy at all. And maybe a lot of people didn't get stuck on this. Maybe they just saw it right away. And I can imagine in, like, a parallel universe, I could have maybe seen it right away. I've seen things right away on a lot of puzzles, but it just didn't happen on this one. There we go. Give me the keys. Anyway, I felt really good about this puzzle. I love this game. I'm excited to keep going. Alright, that's it.